So I was playing white against Jason Lau, who's graded 137. So I started off with e4 and c5, so Sicilian. Knight f3, e6, c3, d5. Well, the idea of playing c3 is I sort of want my opponent to go into a French advance, because if he plays a Sicilian, then he's not. Well, I suspect he's not going to know the French as well. And it's what my opponent did. He went d5, now to e5. If he wants to avoid the French advance, he has to play d4. Otherwise, I'm going to go and play d4, and it transposes to a French advance. So my opponent plays knight c6, and after d4, we've just transposed into a French advance. Okay, so queen b6, and now bishop d3. So now I want to play my Barry Milner Gambit variation, which is not many people know. It's a line where you play knight b d2, bishop d7, castles, knight g7. So he decides not to go and accept the pawn. This is normally what I do: takes, and then I play knight b d2 here. And not many people know this line, and if they don't know it, they can get in a lot of trouble very quickly. And for example, let's say they go knight e7, you can just take, queen takes, knight f3, queen goes back, now knight g5, and already you got queen f3 or queen to h5, knight takes h7, all sorts of things going on. And to save knight g6, and black's already losing, takes, queen f3, and there's no way to protect the f7 pawn. Okay, so going back, knight g7. So now I took on c5, queen takes c5, and now a4. So the idea of a4 is not to gain space on the queen side, or maybe b4, I can play bishop e3. So yeah, attack the queen. So you guys queen a5. Also, I'm hoping to sort of trap the queen if possible. If I go a5 and then bishop e3. So queen a5, now rook e1. Knight c8, which is a strange move. I don't know why he wants to put his knight coming around this way. He should have just played knight to g6. There's knight c8, knight b d2. So now I'm ready to play b4, knight b3, and then knight into d4. Queen c7, now knight f1. So I changed plan since he's moved his queen. I can't gain any tempos. And now I want to go knight g3 and knight h5 and put a lot of pressure on the king's side and the g7 pawn. So knight b6, knight g3, knight c4, queen e2. I'm threatening to win a pawn here. Knight to a5. So now he's threatening to come to b3, and now bishop c2. So now I've protected this square, and I'm ready to play b3 and kick this knight. So he plays b6, which seems like a blunder. Well, it's just a blunder, you know. He's now after b3. The knight's got no retreating square, so now he's just losing a piece. So instead of b3, he should have played something like h5, and then I might probably go h4, stop him playing h4 himself, and then at least he can retreat his knight after I go b3. Okay, so after b6, he just loses a piece now. Knight takes b3, bishop takes b3, knight a5. So now I go queen to c2, protecting both the bishop and the c3 pawn. Rook c8, put pressure on the pawn again. Bishop to d2, h5, and now h4. Okay, now bishop e7 is played. So you can never really castle because of this h5 move. It's always going to leave this pawn weak, and if he goes g6 and then castles, he's going to be very weak on these dark squares, especially when I've got a dark square bishop. So I play rook a c1, knight comes to c4, bishop to g5, so I'm going to swap off my bad bishop for his good bishop. b5, so I just take, king takes, take, knight d4, gaining tempo on bishop, bishop a6, now bishop takes c4. So I'm a piece up, and I just want to exchange all the pieces, go into an endgame, just being a piece up, and just win the game. Bishop takes c4, queen d2, and now queen g5 is a real problem. Rook C G8, which is a strange move. Now he's just blocking in both his rooks. Rook A1. Okay, so what I'm trying to do here is I'm threatening rook takes A7, and after queen takes A7, knight C6 check, forking the king and queen. So he plays A6, he saw that coming. Queen G5 check, king E7, rook A B1. So now I'm hoping to come down the B file, maybe double up rooks, and especially when these rooks are both trapped by the king. So here's rook H6, trying to activate. Rook to B2, so now I'm ready to play rook E to B1 and then straight down the B file. Rook G6, queen takes H5, bishop to B5. Again, now he's attacking the C3 pawn. So I just take the bishop, A takes B5, rook takes B5, and if queen takes C3, then I have a rook check. So he plays queen A7, and after rook E B1, I finally doubled up my rooks, preparing to go rook here, check. And the reason he went queen A7 was he wanted to try take the knight, or I won't be able to recapture because it would be check. But I can just play rook E1 rook B1 anyway. So if he takes now, I can just play rook check, and then after say king E7, rook check, I'm going to end up winning the queen. And if king goes to D7, I can still play rook here check, or I can just take on F7. So he's completely lost. So he resigned after rook to B1, and that was my second win of the tournament. Okay, so thanks for watching.